Hey you guys, Sam here with Studio Sweat On Demand. I'm here with my good friend Caroline Jordan of Caroline Jordan Fitness. So we recently filmed a lower back mobility routine because we both have very serious back injuries that we've healed on our own, right? So we collaborated to share this with you guys. This is us talking about our story, talking about how we got here and how we got out of it. So thank you for joining us, and we hope this video helps you.
We're talking about the top 5 tips, our best tips on how to heal from a serious back injury. Both Sam and I have healed from bad back injuries, and we know what works and what doesn't. So we want to share with you our top secrets on how, if you're dealing with a back injury, you can get your spine back in great shape so that you can live a long, active life. Seriously, when I got my back injury, she was the first person I called because I knew of her story and she had come back so quickly from. What was your injury, Sam?
So I had a triple disc compression, and then I had a stress fracture from my sacrum into my pelvis.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. So, and I personally had a lower lumbar and glute med strain, and it was pretty severe, the kind of severe where you definitely can't tie your shoes. You're not cleaning your house for at least a week, and you need people to come over and help you. So I called up Sam and I said, hey Sam, I've heard of your story, I've taken your classes. I love her classes because they take care of your spine, and she moves the spine in all directions, because I think your classes are inspired by your journey.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Tell us a little bit more about, what happened and how you got back so quickly. And how quickly was it?
So I was pretty much pain-free, able to do anything that I would have done before the injury within 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
In combination with other modalities, but this is the one consistent thing that has allowed me to no longer need those temporary, chiropractic and inversions are the other 2 things I was doing. So those were temporary, they were Band-Aid. Once I was pain-free, this is what keeps me out of pain. And when I don't do this routine that we shared in that previous video, that's when the pain comes back, and that's when I'm like, okay, I need to go to
the back mobility routine,
right? But if you stay consistent with it and listen to the 5 tips that we're going to tell you at the end of this video, those things will keep you out of your doctor, away from surgery, away from needing chiropractic and needing all these temporary fixes. This is a long-term solution to heal your body and to continue to feel good.
This solution that we're sharing with you in this video. So, hear that. She had a triple disc compression and a stress fracture, and she was pain-free in 2 weeks. We work with clients who've been in pain for years, decades, and they don't know how to rehab it. And I think sometimes when an injury happens, you don't move. And no, you don't want to be getting injured and going out and running a marathon, but you do need to figure out the right steps forward to move gently back into life.
So staying still is actually the exact opposite of what we need to do when we're injured, right? So if you have an injury, something else in your body is going to overcompensate. That is going to create more imbalance. It can create other injuries. But if you find movement that feels good in your body, work with a professional who knows what they're doing, that is the best way to heal your body. If you let that injury sit there, it can cause so many other problems, and your healing process can be so much more difficult and longer than it needs to be, right? So keep moving, do things that are, that are supported, that are gentle, and that are recommended by a trained professional, and I guarantee you will be out of pain so much quicker than potentially needing surgery, because we don't know, what the problem is.
And when she says gentle movement, like when I first hurt my low back, gentle movement wasn't like a 5-mile walk. Gentle movement was move from my standing desk to my chair every 20 minutes, do some light mobility. But then day 2 was a little bit more, and day 3 a little bit more. So please take this with a grain of salt. If you've just got a stress fracture in your spine, don't go out there pounding the pavement and hiking hills thinking it's light movement. Be smart. But take into consideration these top 5 suggestions we're about to share with you, and think about how you can implement them into your own life right now to feel better. And of course, we're here for additional support if you need it. All of our information is below. So tip number 1 is
consistency.
Okay, consistency with what, Sam?
With whatever it is that's working for you, right?
So for Sam, we found out that the mobility routine that we shared with you in a different video, that was her secret sauce. So she did that how often?
I did it every single day for the first, 2 weeks, maybe month even, and now I do it once or twice a week.
That's it. Well, I find that pain is a really big motivator. When you're in pain, you're like, I'm doing whatever it helps, whatever it takes to get out of pain. So every day with that mobility routine.
Absolutely. And if you wait until you're in pain, that's gonna take a lot longer to bounce back. If you're doing this every day, you may not ever get to the point of pain. You just know that you're doing the things that your body needs to prevent pain, to prevent further injuries. So consistency is absolutely my number. I think that's the most important one here.
Number one, consistency with movements that keep your body balanced, healthy, and well. And if you haven't already found our back mobility routine, go do it right now. Bookmark it, do it, save for later. Step number two,
Mobility.
mobility. Why is mobility important, Sam?
So if you sit all the time, hip flexors are always tight, backside body is always weak. Your body forgets how to do the opposite movements. Your hips can move in 6 ways, your shoulders, your spine, right? If we're only using our bodies in a very limited amount of its capability, that turns off so many things in our bodies that keep us functional and keep us pain-free.
So my back injury came, from a lot of us, tight hip flexors. When you sit a lot, your butt goes to sleep, is not active. And so everything else overworks and imbalances create injury in the body. So mobility is step number two. Step number three.
Strength training, believe it or not.
What? She's crazy.
I thought so too. Okay, so when I injured my back, I went to all the professionals. There was a personal trainer that I work with still that was like, you need to strengthen your supporting muscles. You need to strengthen your glutes. You need to strengthen your legs. You need to strengthen your back. And I'm like, that sounds like the last thing I should do is back extension for a back injury. I did not believe this man. This man is a very, very well-trained professional. Like
Knows the stuff.
He's legit. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna trust it. What I've been doing isn't working. Clearly I broke my back, right? So I trusted him, listened to the exercise that he gave me, and was mind blown at, like, it kind of goes back into mobility, right? If you're not doing things out of fear and you're still in pain, try it a different way, right? So I started lifting, I started building my glutes, building my quads, strengthening my core in a different way that's not gonna aggravate the back, and doing the movements that I thought were painful, but it's painful because you're strengthening it. These areas get weak. So when you feel your back and you're like, oh, I can't do that because it hurts my back, is it a pain or a pinch or like a nerve pain, or is it a muscle that you need to strengthen, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, do take that with a grain of salt. If you just broke your back, don't go in there and do deadlifts. Work with someone who knows how to rehab back injuries, how to keep you strong and balanced for life. That would be, let's just say, that's tip number 4, is to find the right support. Do your research. Make sure these people have experience with people with back injuries and they have success rehabbing these people. Don't just go to anyone because you can get hurt doing that.
Absolutely.
But
as we both have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We've gotten hurt taking the wrong advice.
Yeah.
So, and we know from experience, so really do your research, make sure you find the right support.
Absolutely.
But strength training is a key. Mobility and strength training help balance your body. And the things you do in the gym help balance your life. You don't go to the gym to get good at going to the gym. You go to the gym to do the things that help you do outside of the gym better.
Absolutely.
And pain-free.
And then, talking about mobility and strength, right? So mobility, yoga, Pilates, stuff like that, great. Strength training, great. If we're not doing both, you have bigger muscles, superficial muscles that support your structure, then you have the smaller stabilizing muscles. Mm-hmm. We need it all. Our bodies need it all. If you're only doing one part of it all, that's limiting us from feeling our best and moving our best. So
keep that in mind. You want a really balanced exercise program that includes mobility, strength, and support. Eyes on you saying, hey, this looks good, but I think this is a weak muscle that we need to focus on so you can move better. So we've got consistency, we've got mobility, we've got strength training, we've got finding the right support. What's tip number 5?
Rest.
Oh, yeah.
So when you do start strength training, right, and you start to feel better, that can be really encouraging to, I'm gonna do this every day because it makes me feel good. Your body needs to recover, right? So this is another thing I wanted to circle back to, the back extension topic, right? You said obviously don't jump into back extension right after a back injury, and once you feel good enough, once you're out of pain, right, that's when you start doing these things. That's when you build progressive overload. You start working with weights, you start to increase your weights, and you start to feel better and better. And that can feel so good that you're like, yeah, I want to do it all the time, and that can also create more injury. It takes time to recover your muscles, and that goes back to balance too. Rest. Maybe a rest day is a walk or a mobility routine. Maybe finding balance in your workouts.
Mm-hmm. Recovery and rest is so key. Sleep is the best supplement you can take. Yep. And I know sometimes for people who are goal-oriented, go-getters, but rest is really the secret to helping your body repair and come back stronger. Yeah, it's better to take rest now then take a lot of rest later.
Absolutely.
So I would say in the first 2 weeks of rehabbing your injury, start with really gentle movement. Do your research on finding the right professionals to help you in your rehab process. Take time to do Sam's back mobility routine. Start maybe like every other day, see how your body tolerates it, and then if it does work well for you, implement it into your daily life or choose the exercises that's best for you. Think about your programming, how it incorporates rest, mobility, and strength training, balance and variety to keep you healthy. It's constantly evolving, and you're working with professionals that can help you stay connected to what you need to progress and feel better for life. Wow, that's a lot to digest.
Right?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But comment below, let us know which of these tips really resonated with you, what you feel you need to work on the most in all of this. If this was helpful, make sure you subscribe, you like, you share it with someone who might be dealing with something similar.
Share.
We all gotta help each other.
We're here to help each other. That's
We want you to feel better. So we love you. We're sending so much positive energy to you. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay positive. You've got this. Keep healing, and we hope to see you soon.
Get even more Studio Sweat on demand with our 7-day free trial. We've got a huge library of live and on-demand workout videos, all filmed in our studio and featuring real people just like you. Not to mention a super supportive community of members around the world. Download our app today.